It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.
Good evening. My name is Issy. Tonight, Bruce wants to talk about tomorrow's election. Don't worry, he's not plugging a candidate. He just wants to make sure everyone is going to be safe and smart no matter who wins. Let's get started, shall we?
Hey folks, and welcome back to my channel once again. Today is Monday, November 4th, and I've got a little bit of a sinus problem going on, so I sound kind of funny, but I'm okay. Tomorrow is election day, and I just got into a discussion with a friend of mine who swore to God that election day was Wednesday. No, folks, it's tomorrow. And that's kind of what I want to talk about tonight. I know I don't like being political. I'm going to try to make this as unbiased as possible, but tomorrow is very important for anybody to go out and vote. If you're a citizen of the United States and you have the right to vote, go vote tomorrow because it's going to make a difference. I remember the last time we did this, last presidential election, we all know what happened. And the candidates we have this time, I think it's pretty obvious who I'm in favor of. But I want you guys to know that I don't like either one of them. I could say bad things about both of them. I'm going for the one that I think can do the best for our country, even though I don't like the person. The other person I don't like at all. And I don't like their views. And that's my prerogative. We don't have to argue and hate each other because we disagree. And that's what I see so much of. I did a video the other day, and it was a parody video about Kamala. Did I say that right? Yeah, it was about Kamala, not Kamala. And it was a complete joke video. It said Kamala Harris, Great American. And if you watched it, you realize that it is not who you think it is. And that was the joke. A lot of people thought it was hysterical. But I got some emails too saying, I'm never watching your channel again if that's the way you're going to be. They didn't even watch the video. They just automatically thought I was talking about that side. No, it had nothing to do with the presidential election. That was the joke. So if you get a chance, check that out. And then I did a video about how I think the voting process should work. Because there's so many questions of voter fraud and accusing of cheating and all that stuff. Just today on the news they said about Michigan had a bunch of duplicate votes come in. Early votes came in. It was a duplicate. It was all the same voter ID. And it was like thousands of votes. Didn't even say who it was for. Pennsylvania, it's happened a couple times. Also, in Pennsylvania here, some of the early voter polls that were supposed to be open, ordered by our governor to be open till 5, were getting closed down at 1:30. And that was on the news. That's true. I think I saw it on NBC News, CBS News, and Fox News. All the same story. I'm surprised they didn't twist it around, either one of them, because the media is so biased on either side right now. I don't even watch the news. But yeah, so that happened. But anyway, so I did a video about how I think the voting process should go. And just to sum it up, you can check that in my history, by the way. Just to sum it up, I said, everybody who's going to vote has a Social Security number. One Social Security number, one vote. Do it on an app on the phone, computer, and then have, the walk-in places for people that aren't able to do that. You maybe keep the mail-in ballots. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. But I think if you're unable to go to the polls, you should have access to a phone or a computer or a friend's phone. Just watch the video. I'm not going to keep going on and on and on about that. But tomorrow, no matter who wins this election, tomorrow there's going to be uproars all across the United States. And I saw it today. I was out at Walmart. I seen 2 or 3 people loading their carts up with toilet paper and all kinds of stuff like back when it was COVID and everybody panicked. They're doing it again. I do agree, no matter who wins, there's going to be uproars across the United States. It's an inevitable. It's just the way the human race is. It's just the way Americans are now. Me personally, whoever wins, if I like it, great. If I don't like it, oh well. I can't change it. I'm not going to call up my one friend who's exact opposite polar view as me and either rub it in his face or cry about it. I'm not that kind of person. Life goes on. When it comes down to it, people like me, there's nothing I can do to change it. So why go all crazy about it? Just why? I do hope Gen X gets out there and votes more this time. Over the past 4 or 5 elections, it has been proven that Gen X people haven't voted as much as they could. I think Gen X is getting sick of, and I am Gen X, I think Gen X is getting sick and tired of being pushed around and a lot of things going on that we just simply don't agree with. Like I said, without taking one side or the other, because nobody's perfect. Neither side is perfect. I could sit here and destroy both of the elections, or I could build both of the candidates, or I could build them both up. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just saying tomorrow is going to be rough, and afterwards is going to be rough. I don't think it necessitates going out and filling your bomb shelter with canned goods, toilet paper, and everything like that. Maybe have a little bit. Just, make sure you have enough food in the house so you don't have to leave the house. Not that anything should happen. I live in a small I live in a small country town. And last election, nothing happened. Nothing. We had more protests and stuff come through here during COVID than we did at the last election. It was nothing. No violence, not that I know of. So I'm not really worried about that. But I am worried about the rest of the country and some of the people out there because they go overboard. They go overboard. The looting, the rioting. What happened on January 6th got escalated. It was just crazy. People shouldn't act like that. But they do. And they will. So if you live in a big city, closer to the more popular cities, like you got Philadelphia, Washington, just to name a couple, and there's lots of them. Lots of them. I'm not going to sit here and name every big city in America. Just be careful and, use common sense. Use common sense. Is it worth having a temper tantrum because your candidate doesn't win? What's it going to prove? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Is it worth it to take all the food from your community and stick it in your bomb shelter for an emergency that probably won't happen? No, not at all. Now, I'm not saying don't feed your family, don't go out and get a few things. If you plan on staying in while the stuff happens, stay in. Get enough stuff to stay in, but you don't have to stock up on 2 cartfuls of toilet paper because your neighbor might need some too. And that's what happened in this area during COVID. People bought up all the toilet paper, and guess what? They never used it. Then people tried to take the toilet paper back. And if I remember correctly, I don't think they would accept it back because they couldn't resell it. Just take what you need. Take what you need. Be a little bit prepared. Just take what you need. It's not the apocalypse, guys. It's never going to be the apocalypse. I think the worst that could happen is the grid shuts down and we lose some electricity. Oh, well. I got a gas grill. I got a gas stove. I can heat my house with the gas stove and I can cook hamburgers for a day or two. I think that's the worst case scenario for where I live. And no matter who wins, the other side's going to claim voters fraud. It's happened in the past 3 or 4 elections, all the way back from when Obama was elected, who I voted for, by the way. The Trump election last year, in 2020, it ended up being, I still don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know. They say it was rigged. Some people say it wasn't rigged. I don't know what to think. I don't have the resources or the information availability for me to figure it out on my own. So all I can go by is what the news tells me. And I trust the news about as far as I can throw a fat chick. And that's not very far. Either news. I don't care. Every news site or every popular news is controlled by one side or the other. So you're only going to get the one story. Case in point is the only story I'm going to say. A thing that happened with Liz Biden, where Trump said something and immediately got blown all over the Democratic stations that, he threatened to kill her and all this other stuff. No, I heard the statement, and I'm going to stick up for him because I heard the statement with my own ears in full context when he was doing the interview. What he meant is basically send her over there and let her fight a war and see how she feels about sending our young people over all willy-nilly. Oh, let's just send 10,000 troops to so-and-so. Let's send another 15 over so-and-so. They need our help. She's never been through it. And that's what he meant, and I'm going to stick to that. If you say anything otherwise, go back, watch the full interview, see if it doesn't change your mind. That's the only political statement I'm making. Everything else about the election and what to do after. Yeah, just don't go nuts, guys. Just go vote. Absolutely. Vote for whoever you want to vote for. Just because every vote does count. I do believe that, as long as it's done honestly. Hopefully it will be done honestly, or they'll figure it out. Who knows? Either way, there's nothing we can do about it. So just do your best. Go out, vote for your candidate, see who wins by tomorrow night, and on Wednesday, either, cry in a corner or go out and celebrate. But don't start no trouble. I'm not going to start no trouble if my candidate doesn't win. I'll be disappointed, sure. Am I going to start trouble? No, it's not worth it. That's all I wanted to say tonight. I'm going to let Izzy do the outro, and I will catch you guys later. Be good to each other. Bye.
Thank you for watching. And remember to go vote if you haven't already. Like and subscribe to Bruce's channel. You never know what he's going to talk about next.
It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.